नमस्कार मु प्रोफेसर सुशांत कुमार दास हेड स्कूल ऑफ फिजिक्स GM यूनिवर्सिटी डायरेक्टर IQAC of this university. Yesterday I had given the talk on the first part of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Basically I discussed about the childhood life of Dr. Kalam, about his struggle and how the struggle helped him to be a stronger person. Today, in the second part, we'll go ahead with discussion on his scientific career. So to start with, so let us go to the presentation file here, a PPT file here. You can see the scientific career of Dr. Kalam. In 1958, he started his job at DRDO as a scientist. Then he continued there. Then in 1969, he had gone to ISRO and worked there for up to 82 as a project director of India's first satellite vehicle program. Then he from 1982 retirement, he again went back to DRDO as a director. Thereafter also he had worked as a scientific advisor to the defense minister. From 1999 to 2001 also he worked as a principal scientific advisor to the government of India. So now to go for a detailed overview of his career, so let us start or let us look how he has got the first opportunity to get enter into the job. Okay. So let us see. His starting job he started from a failure, and later on he is told that that was a failure which was a blessing in disguise. Actually, when in 1958 when he applied for DRDO, at the same time he has applied for a pilot job in Air Force. Okay, because he was very much fascinated for the Air Force. I told you earlier that he is very much fascinated for the flying and other things. So therefore he did his BTech also from aeronautical engineering discipline. So he had a great desire to be a Air Force pilot, and in the same duration he has applied for those two positions. One is at Air Force of India, another is at DRDO. Now you see he got the first job call from the Air Force, and there were about 25 candidates who were called for this interview, and you see, and out of that 24 or 25, 8 of them were selected. And you see the Dr. Kalam's name was in 9th position. Just see here. Dr. Kalam's name was in 9th position. So he got just rejected. And the previous 8 students got the appointment in Air Force. So he got highly disappointed. Okay, and he has appeared in this job in the North India. Then I forgot the name exactly at which place it was, but while he was coming back from that interview after the defeat, he visited a holy place of India, Haridwar, and he came across a uh, come across actually one saint. Okay, probably you know the saint. They are holy wise persons of India. So that saint immediately after looking him told that you do not have to worry. Something great is there in front of you. Okay, so you see, because of that failure only, he got an opportunity to attend the second interview in DRDO, where he got a job in scientific line. Had he been in the Air Force pilot job, his life would have been different. But because of his failure, he joined into the DRDO, which was his second, second preference, and he started his job there. And you see how much immense scientific contribution he has given. More detail about those contribution I will tell you in my next slides. I feel somewhere I read this statement that this statement I have mentioned here. You read this, just see this statement. You cannot be there where you want, but you will definitely be there where the God wants. That means the God has given you. That means the God has given you this life for some objective or some aim in His mind. So you see, this failure was a destiny's wish. God wanted him to be a scientist, not a pilot. He has gone there and did wonderful things. Okay, and therefore later on he actually he tried many things as a scientist. The life of scientist is sometimes very difficult. You have to try thousands of things, but you will get success only one or two. Okay, or after 1,000 failure also sometimes you will get one success. So every time a scientist used to take the failure as a supporting stone for going ahead. So later on he defined the word failure as, you can see, he defined this as first attempt in learning. Okay, this is and I believe I strongly believe that it is a right statement he has given. Failure is the first attempt in learning. Okay, so one should not worry. But because several of my students are listening this PPT, I would say this definition of Kalam should be redefined. This statement he had given to his colleagues who were working with him for 14 to 15 hours a day. And after working for this long hour per day for a long time, if one is getting a failure, then only this definition of fail, that means first attempt in learning, is valid. But let's say you are not working, or you are working lethargic, means without interest, and you are spending 2 to 3 hours, and you are saying you have done enough job, and you are saying I failed and I don't have to worry because failure is the first attempt in learning. Please note, in such a condition, this condition will not be valid. So I changed this definition a little bit from my side. You just see the definition I wrote, the definition valid if you are working for more than 14 hours a day for a particular goal against all odds. Okay, if you are working hard against all odds and you are still getting failure, then only this definition is valid. Okay, otherwise not. Okay, so let us go ahead. Now, as a scientist, you can see some of the achievements I am showing here. They actually started the rocket launching facility in a fishing village. In a fishing village of Thamba in Kerala. Now you see, this is the kind of the first rocket they had tried to launch, and at that time they didn't have any vehicle, and they didn't have very big rockets. This small rocket they were trying to launch, and they didn't have any assistant to carry them. They were carrying them. He was along with his colleague. He was carrying these rockets in bicycle, as you can see from this image. Okay, so this is the first stepping stones of setting the rocket launching facility in India. Okay, now you see, when we feel that this organization is small, this institute is small, this doesn't matter. If your dedication is there, you can make it really big and very big, because you have the opportunity to give a definite shape to a new things or to a newborn things. Okay, so you see that was a beginning stage of India's rocket launching program. So they started from the very crust level. So this image itself says the meaning of that. Okay, now you see the kind of big launching rockets they are launching. Okay, now they have not only our organizations like ISRO and they are not only going for launching the satellite, okay, but also satellite with other missiles and other things, rockets with missiles and other things. Okay, now you see they have gone for some new things also, satellite launch vehicles. Earlier the satellites were prepared in some place and they were getting launched in some other place. So but they changed the concept that nowadays they change the concept. Now they are building the satellite on a vehicle so that they can take to any place and they can launch from there. Okay, such a concept is there now existing, which was introduced by him long back. He has introduced several missile program. Okay, he has introduced several missiles into our defense system. Some of them I will be highlighting here. First one I would like to say, and let me tell you, the missile can be of different type. Okay, they can be from surface to surface, surface to air, air to air, etc. Accordingly, the various types of satellites are there. Here I start with discussing about the Nag missile. Okay, this Nag missile, it's called as it's a third generation all weather fire and forgot type of missile, which is anti-tank guided missile. Anti-tank guided missile. Okay, so that means it is a surface to surface kind of missile which can be used to destroy the tanks of the enemy. And obviously, because it is a surface to surface to destroy the tanks, its working operational range is a little bit low, within the range of 500 meter to 20 kilometer. It was the development started long back under his guidance, 1988. Then, where he was a part, then it successfully tested in 1997 and 2000. Okay. Then now a full-scale production of this missile is now going on since 2001. So such a you see, I underline these points because these things can come as a questions in various competitive exam. So students should remember this. Okay, and other audience can get an idea about the various features existing in our missiles. Okay, the latest kind of missiles are like Agni missile, which is a long range missile, and the latest version, the Agni 4 version can have a operational working range up to 4,000 kilometers. Now you can think of about this distance. This is it's a long distance actually, covering all our neighbors. You can imagine this distance. Okay, so with this type of missiles, we have guarded ourselves. Okay, so now there are certain other kind of missiles which he involved, in which he involved, like Akash. Okay, then it can target up to target the aircraft up to 50 to 80 kilometer away at the altitude of 1,000 meter. Okay, and it is in operation now. Now some other type of missiles are like Prithvi missile. Its range is 40 kilometer and can go up to 150 kilometer. And it has some other features also. I am not going to in detail. Now, apart from the satellite related work, missile related work, or rocket launching related work, he had done a very nice job, a great job I would say, for the nuclear weapon testing, particularly testing of our first atom bomb. You see, you know very well that our neighboring, you know very well that if your neighbor is very strong and have a chance to attack you with modern weapons, then you need to also have the similar things, unless you cannot survive. Anytime they can attack you, capture your house, capture your land, okay, and your life will be in hell. So now you see, as a scientist, what he did, probably many people do not know. He helped the defense to test the atom bomb for the first time in India. Atom bomb, the testing of atom bomb, there was a lot of restriction. Particularly, any country cannot do that. Even if it develop, it has to follow certain protocol. But because already we are in need of testing such things, we had to go for a program, similar program. After the successful testing of this atom bomb explosion, we are declared as a nuclear power, and it's got a lot of meaning to us. Okay, particularly before attacking to us, anybody would like to think that we have the atom bombs with us, isn't it? Yes. So that's the case. Now, what happened actually during that time when the atom was in '84 also, when atom bomb was ready for testing, then it was decided that it will be tested in Pokhran, somewhere in Rajasthan, and you see some developed countries' satellites are there, geostationary type of satellites are there over India, and they continuously monitor the activity. At that time also they were monitoring continuously the activity. Okay. Then Kalam, being a learned person, he helped the armed force in deciding the timing at which in a day, particular period of the day, when they can work for their arrangement for testing. Particularly for testing, you need to have a lot of arrangement, and this satellite generally do the change of their orbit and other things once in every 24 hours. They go for a change of some orientation also. Therefore, that Kalam knew that, and on that period only he guided or supervised the army to install the necessary arrangement to test the not only army, the scientists also, they were working together. He guided them, and avoided the actually awareness of that satellite. You see, if before the testing, if that satellite would have been detected this program, then they would have strictly prohibited or given a ban on that. In that case, we could not have tested it successfully. Okay, and our program now we are declared as atomic power, then we could not have been so because of that ban. But really, Kalam helped in that sense to the scientist and the defense person to go for a successful testing of the atom bombs explosion. Okay, so now I can show you. I have taken one image. You can see this probably. It's kind of like a Hindi film story. This is the image in the one side. You can see the image of the explosion here of the atom bomb that has been tested, and this is here. This is our Dr. Kalam in disguise. Okay, as an undercover. You might have seen lot of Hindi movie and maybe Hollywood movie. The heroes used to be of any age. Okay, maybe you can think of like Amitabh Bachchan, who is of this age also. Okay, in this age, very old age, he was there as a disguise, and his name was, you see, Major Prithviraj. He was working in a very hot, hard daytime or some time uh, along with the soldier in the field to guide them to test the atom bomb successfully, avoiding the detection of this activity until it got really successfully tested. Okay, now you can understand his contribution. I would say because of him only we are sitting little bit in peace, unless probably we have been attacked. Okay, because lot of people have atoms with them, not people I would say but you can understand. So so that's the great contribution apart from the missile missile program. He has also given immense contribution to this uh, nuclear weaponization of India. Okay, now I'd like to highlight some other contribution of Dr. Kalam. The first contribution is multi-satellite launching. You see, earlier in one rocket, one satellite was going, but he thought of, or he worked on the multi-satellite launching in a single rocket, because you see satellite cost less, and one small satellite you to rotate in different orbit. If it is the Earth, and satellite one can be in on this distance, let's say D1. The next satellite can be in the some other distance from Earth surface, D2. Similarly, lot of satellites are revolving around Earth. This is Earth. Okay. Okay. Sorry. The circular path of these satellites are not correctly drawn, but you can imagine. Now, what I mean to say, when a rocket used to go, then it used to leave it in a certain orbit. These are called orbit. These are the orbit. Okay, these are the orbit. Now, around which the satellite move. Now, earlier for one satellite, one rocket was getting used, and rocket launching is a very big task. Okay, a very expensive task also. So. He worked, or he was along with colleague obviously. He initiated the process of multi-satellite launching, or he worked in the concept of multi-satellite launching in a single rocket, so that a single rocket go up and leave the satellites in different height. Okay, so that they can orbit in different height from Earth's surface. Okay, so this is first one. Then he also worked in some other field like Raju Kalam stent. Probably you know the stent. Stents. Probably you know the stents. Stents are actually sometimes the various the heart attack and heart stroke, etc. Generally, the veins or arteries of the heart get blocked because of the cholesterol or triglyceride or glycerides type of kind of things, which form a inner layer on the this blood vessels or the veins or arteries that are going into the heart. So then the flow rate, because the part get narrowed down, the flow rate changed in comparison to the natural flow rate, and this flow rate decides the blood pressure also. And in such a situation, the heart do not work properly, and there is a chance of heart failure or heart attack, etc. Okay. But when the initial heart when people used to get such a diagnosis, when they go for diagnosis and they find that you are already such a chance is there, then they used to give a artificial kind of tube inside that, okay, made up of some metal or other materials. These are called as stent. So he worked with along with some medical uh, professional to create the low cost stent. Okay, mostly stent are very expensive material. Therefore, the heart operations cost a lot for us. But he worked on development of the low cost stent. Okay, with Dr. Raju. Okay, and he named that stent as Raju Kalam stent. Okay, now you see here I would like to say that what is the meaning of collaboration or teamwork. You see, he was a physicist. Okay, he would have probably no idea about the medical like me actually. Maybe sometimes I'm not saying about the correct explanation for or reason for the heart attack. But you see, when I closely sit or somebody closely sit with the medical profession, then he can know the needs. Actually, now once the need is known, they can work together. Because Kalam was a very good scientist, so he immediately suggested or immediately gone for a low cost solution for the stent, which was successfully tested. Okay, so such a collaboration between the medical professional and a physicist can be a wonderful things. Okay, isn't it? So and you see, as a scientist, he worked with the defense person. He worked with the soldiers also. You see, that is a teamwork. In some way or other, he guided them. Okay, so a teamwork is really essential for getting a bigger success. Okay, if you are narrow-minded, then sometimes you cannot achieve big. Remember, try to be very open, try to work in team. Okay, then only you will get best things and you can do the best things in your life also. Okay, so so this is really my message. Okay, students, you can think about it, and obviously the senior know this, so I don't have to say anything about it to them. Now I will go for the other contribution of Kalam. Like he has also together with Dr. Raju, he has gone for a software development that was installed in a tablet for the medical diagnosis, immediate low cost medical diagnosis. Okay, so he named it as Raju Kalam tablet. Now probably you can wonder why he could have given so much contribution. I would say there are two reasons for this. Firstly, he was having a basic knowledge in science. Here I am mentioning physics, but you see, physics are all related to all fields. It is related to chemistry, biotechnology, or botany, zoology, that means biology. Okay, everywhere physical phenomena are going on. Okay, or in any engineering devices, anything you hear, you can explain by some physical laws. Okay, he has got a very strong knowledge in various physical laws because he has done the BSc. So BSc students, you just remember this contribution. Your knowledge can be really a big strength to country. Okay, then at the same time he did the BTech. At the one end, when students go for reading the science like BSc, they got in-depth knowledge of the basic laws. But when they go for BTech, they go for application of those science knowledge. Okay, and he got both of them. Okay, both of this knowledge were with him. Both theoretical as well as practical or application knowledge. This is application. This is basically laws, okay, or theoretical knowledge, okay, or basic knowledge. You can say basic knowledge. So, and here the application, and he got both of them, okay. Therefore, he really did wonderful things. The other things that good quality that he do have is the broader vision and able to distribute work properly among scientists and engineers of various background. Because you see, he was a leader. He has a good ability to distribute the right work to the right person, and when you see one work is get distributed properly among all the persons, then the contribution of each and every person do not have to go for very hard work. Each one and everyone will do small things, but at last when it get integrated, it will be really a big thing, okay. And that is exactly he was doing. Probably at this point of time in our university it is needed, because we are a very new university. Earlier it was college, and there was some other aspect of that college, and also a lot of all the professors and lecturers has already gone from this institute. Now we are starting everything new. So probably we have to go for these things. We have to go for a broader vision, and we have to distribute the work among ourselves, and so that we can enjoy the work. All of us will do small things or less amount of things, but when we combine them, it will be really great thing. Okay. Now, and because he has the understanding of the science, he was understanding and communicating well with the scientists and engineers of various background. It is also very much essential. Okay, because for example, a physicist can easily communicate with the computer scientist, because he knows the basic principle. He can easily communicate with the mechanical engineers, because mechanics is one part of physics. Similarly, electronics people, he can communicate with the electronics people or electronics engineer. Also, and for in-depth work, he can really appoint the experts, but he can in overall decide the work. That is what he was doing. And above all, he was really highly sincere and dedicated. It is very essential to be. Okay, if you want to be something, you have to be sincere and dedicated. Okay, and exactly he was very sincere and very dedicated. Okay, and he was down to earth, very simple. Okay, so these all good qualities really help him to achieve the great thing. Okay, so now some other contribution. All these things that I told are the scientific contribution of him. Many things are there. Okay, difficult to cover all of them. Obviously, you can read. One can read his book, but a overall idea I have given. Okay, and during apart from his scientific career, he had some other responsibility. As you know, he was the president of our country in the period 2002 to 2007. He had done a lot of good things during that time. He has gone for the idea of opening the Rashtrapati Bhavan to common. Then he has also given the idea on urban amenities to rural area. That means rural area should be given enough facilities so that they can really be very productive. Okay. Then he has also gone for some other things like Vision 2020, which are getting realized nowadays. Then supported this uniform civil code. These are the various non-scientific or societal type of contribution that he has given uh, as a president of this country. Now, post-president period is in between 2007 to 2015. Okay, here in this period he worked as a visiting professor to Indian Institute of Management, Shillong. Then he worked as a chancellor of the Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, Tiruvananthapuram. He also worked as a visiting scientist in the discipline of or the Department of Aerospace Engineering in Anna University. Okay, probably you know Anna University is a state government university of Tamil Nadu, and it is doing excellent. It is doing really excellent, excellent in all aspect. Okay, it's a very, and you see that university could have attracted Professor Kalam as a visiting professor. Okay, he was also the founder of what can I give movement. You see, it's not important how much we are taking. It's very important for us how much or what we are giving to the society. So he founded a movement called What I Can Give. Okay, in 2012. Okay, so these are the very big contributions of Dr. Kalam during his post-presidency period. Okay, you see, he was so busy person, but still he has given enough time or enormous time to write several books. Okay, you see the cover page of these books like Wings of Fire, Dreams, Thick Act, then all other, you can see lot of books he has written since very beginning from 1997 to 2012. He was continuously writing the books. Okay, that means he was probably, I understand that if he was working maybe 10-12 hours in the daytime with his colleagues, then after coming back home he was definitely giving some time to write those things. Okay, unless it is very difficult, because it's very difficult to go for really such it's cool time is needed in the daytime, because he was a leader. Probably it would have been not possible. That means what I mean to say, he was giving day and night to do the job. Not only job, but also he was spending the time to write the books, like you can see here. This is the actually this I mentioned in the tabular form. Okay, because of his immense contribution, he was awarded by various awards, and you know, India's highest award, civilian award, is Bharat Ratna, and he was also awarded with that. Okay, you can see, and he has got the Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan, and many more awards are there. And he got the honorary doctorate from 40 or more universities. Okay, so you can see his immense contribution, and of course, our country also has not forgot to reward him. Means he has not forgot him. He was really given due credit in terms of these rewards. Okay, or awards or honor. Okay, for his immense contribution or immense hard work. Okay, remember, your hard work will never who will be means it will be never unpaid. You will be definitely get for your hard work or sincerity. Okay, somewhere or other it will be definitely paid off. I believe strongly believe in God, and he is there to see your activity. He will definitely give reward for your activity. Okay. Here I try to listed them. Uh, okay, a lot of awards are there. I'm not reading all of them. These are for the students who are trying to prepare the various exams. They should remember these things. Okay. Now in India and Odisha or in even Sambalpur, we remember very fondly to Dr. Kalam. For example, we have done something so that we can remember almost every day. For example, the Aurangzeb Road in New Delhi renamed as Abdul Kalam Road. That means whenever any common man go there, he can remember him. Just see here, Dr. Abdul Kalam Road. Okay. Similarly, Abdul Kalam satellite launching island near Bhadrap, Odisha. Okay. It's a region near to Bhadrap and Baleswar. Okay. The island where routinely the missile testing is going on, you know. So that in that island is named as Abdul Kalam satellite launching island. Okay, and you know, in our Sambalpur also, Sambalpur Bulla, there is a planetarium and science park, and it has been named after him, APJ Abdul Kalam Planetarium. Okay, so you see, we fondly remember him, and we also try to remember him every day. So we have given the names of our road and monuments, or our most important things in his names. Okay, so this is our respect to him. Now I will come to the personal life of Dr. Kalam. You know, he was very down to earth. He was actually you can see one of his. He was very fond of music, and also you can see from this image, it's self-explanatory, and he's a really a good leader, and you see one example probably I can give you about his leadership. You see, when your leader work very hard, then you will see many of his colleagues are really doing hard work. Okay, one such example I can give actually. Once actually, once it happened that one scientist, junior scientist who was working under him, promised his son and daughter that he will take them to a planetarium in the evening or in the afternoon hour, and because it was a special occasion of his kid. So after reaching to office, he told Dr. Kalam that, sir, today I will leave early. I have this job. So this family commitment. So I will give. I have to take my children to the planetarium. Okay. Then Dr. Kalam is, as usual, he told, he was really flexible because all his colleagues were working really hard. I know how much they work. I can give you one example of my colleague or my non-person there in ISRO, how they are working actually. I can give you one example. Okay, so anyway, so while working, actually, that junior scientist had forgotten that he had to go to home to take his children to the planetarium. But uh, and he worked until late in the evening, and he returned home. He totally forgot that he had committed. Then after reaching home, he could realize that he had did a big mistake because he could not come. He totally forgot. Then he begged pardon to his family members, and astonishingly, they told that why you do not do anything. Dr. Kalam had come and told that you sent him to take us to the planetarium, and he took us, and we enjoyed it like anything. That's what you see. When Kalam was, he saw that his fellow man is doing work, and he didn't disturb him because the work was more important than that work. Okay, so what he could have done there, what he did is that he really went just go ahead with that type of activity. Okay, similarly, you see some other good things I can say about him is, like, you see, he was writing personal note of appreciation in the handwriting, okay, to each and every of his colleague, those who are doing work. Okay, so that is another aspect of him, his personality. Just see, uh, this personality definitely can really inspire anybody to do good work. Okay, and some other things, like you see, uh, uh, he was so busy in doing work that very often his mother and father has convinced him to get married, but that means his family members have convinced him to get married. You know, he was a bachelor, and they convinced him to get married, but he didn't marry actually. And in some occasion also, some persons from the uh, girl family, with whom it was decided to have a relations, means wedding relationship, जैसे बोलते हैं ना, देखने के जाना है, तो somebody was coming, they were coming, जो लड़के वाले आ रहे थे, the girls people, girl side persons were coming to see or interact with Kalam at his house, and Kalam also told that he will come at that time, but unfortunately he could not come. It happened many times, and and you know, he never married also. Okay, and some other things, like so there are many things, many such sayings are there with him, about him. So it's a never-ending story. So I cannot go ahead with all of them, obviously. But I'm now close to my end slides. So before ending, I would like to say some of his. There are a lot of quotes he has also given. Uh, some other time I will discuss about those quotes. But he told that he was think some of the his thoughts are that three people three people can bring real change in society. Who are they? They are student, mother, and teacher. Now you see, I am very happy that I am a teacher, and I have a lot of students with me. That means we are really the persons who can bring the changes to the society. Okay. Some other statement, his famous statement that I like is like this: as a head of family, I may have to dedicate all my time and efforts to my family. There I may have to sacrifice all my aspiration. You can see this. What is his, what a great thought he has. He is saying that as a head of the family, I have to definitely give some sacrifice. Unless, how can this family grow up. Okay. Um, he told that I'll give the sacrifice to all my aspiration. Okay, so that type of mentality he had. Okay, now with this I already finished with all my content. Now I like to give my acknowledgement. uh, Particularly I like to give thanks to President of Odisha Sanskritik Samaj Sambalpur, Mr. Saroj Kumar Hota. Then I would like to give thanks to uh, sorry, this name has a little bit I'll just confirm the name. I'd like to give the thanks obviously to President, then Secretary of Odisha Sanskritik Samaj. Then I'd like to give Professor Sankarpati my sincere thanks because he has invited me for this talk. Uh, or he coordinated this talk. He first initiated contacting me for this talk, which I gladly accepted. It was actually puja vacation last year. It was a hard decision for me, but I was sure that because my family member wanted to go away from for this vacation, but I told them I'll definitely be there here. But my family knew that without them I cannot leave actually. So they also had to come stay with me. So I thanks to all of them also. Then I thank to my colleague Dr. A.P. Chakraborty, Anant Prasad Chakraborty, Assistant Professor, School of Physics. Then he is a kind of right hand to me. Without him also my life would have been very difficult. Then I like to thank Vijeta Das, my teaching assistant. She is a final year student of BEd program of our university. She is doing the teaching assistant work with me. She has helped me a lot in collecting a lot of information, as well as she's helped me in preparing this this PPT. Then I like to give the thanks, or I like to acknowledge the websites or internet from where I collected the information and figures. You see, I have given a lot of figures, so a lot of information I collected from here and there, from the internet, okay, from other sources also. So I like to give the due acknowledgement to those sources. Okay. Then I love to also give the thanks to the print media like Samaj and Promeo, who have covered this event in their newspaper. Okay. Now you see, this is a view graph. I will also like to thank the director IMM Sambalpur, who was also sharing the stage with me. Here he is, Professor Joy Sawal. He was the chief guest of this event, and I myself was the chief speaker or keynote speaker of this event. And here our these organizing committee members. Okay. Now I'll correct the name of these committee members because I have the newspaper clip here. You see, here you can see Swadar Das is the Sampadak, and okay, and here Populo Hota, okay, was the president of he is the president of this, so I acknowledge him. Okay, so I'll correct there, and so that's okay, secretary. So I'll correct in my slide here quickly. This slide I prepared today morning, this acknowledgement slide, and so thus now it's okay, I believe. uh, so I'd like to thank also to you see these newspapers, particularly to Promeo and Samaj. They have clearly mentioned about my contribution here on this date, 17. So this has to be, let's say this. Okay. So both of these papers covered this news, and they covered about this talk. Okay. So with this, I like to then thank you all for your kind attention. Okay. So this slide I like now has been recorded and converted into a video. Now this I will upload into my channel, and I'll share with you. If you like it, you can give a like there in the YouTube channel, in my YouTube channel. I like to give a lot of other such videos of the great persons, and also I like to create some educational videos related to the topic that I am teaching, and also I will upload them. Okay, your support is highly needed, so you just go for like and share of this type of this video if you like. Thanks. Thank you. Bye then for the today. See you in the next video.